putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson here to Kevin Jackson Show. And I have said to you many times, imparted this knowledge upon you, dropped it on you, that the most racist people in this country are leftist, particularly black leftist. And people have looked at me and said, Kevin, what are you talking about? And then some of them, because you've been trained, some of you say things like, well, Kevin, I mean, come on, man. You know, black people can't be racist because they don't have power. You go with all this nonsense that you've been told. I was told that. I got told that when I was like 10 or 11 years old. You know who told me that? My dad, my biological father, deadbeat. So, well, son, black people cannot be racist because we don't have power. And I was like, what are you talking about? We don't have power. You know, if you're a black guy and you own a company, you can fire somebody. You can say, white boy, get out of here, and fire him just because he's white. Don't tell me I knew. I didn't have any studies. I didn't go look at academic novels and whatever, these papers and whatever. I knew immediately when he said that was the most silly thing that he could have said. My father was a member of the Black Panthers for a minute until they started getting shot at. Then he decided he didn't like it. And then he was an inmate at San Quentin most of his life. And everything he learned from the sources that you would never teach your child. Crazy other blacks on the street or people from the joint. People he was in prison with. Yeah, I'm going to drop some knowledge on you, son. You know, I was in prison with Ray, and here's what he told me. Where did he learn that? From the prison library? Man, come on. It's embarrassing for me to even tell you these it is what it is. I'm not going to be mad, like, oh, I'm sorry. It was stupid stuff. It reminds me of this clip we play from every now and then. This guy gets out of prison and he says, yeah, like prison habits, man. He's like, hey, man, do we know FedEx, fool? Stuff like that when he's looking out the window, asking his roommate, do we know FedEx? Because, these guys are looking like, do we know this guy before we start talking to him or whatever? Just crazy stuff. And that was the way my dad was. He would tell me, I remember he thought I stole money from my uncle, which I didn't. And my uncle was mad at me. And he walks up to me and instead of being mad, had I stolen it, he says, hey, look, I have some money. If you want me to give you this money, you can go get it. And I was like, you must be kidding. First of all, I don't steal. I don't steal from family. And the way to remedy it isn't to tell me, well, look, if you stole, here's the money to go pay it off, but don't steal. Your job would have been to say, he stole. Look here, Robert, my uncle, he stole from you, and I will never allow this to happen again. And I've read him the Riot Act. That didn't even cross this fool's mind to read me the Riot Act. He's going to bail me out. I know you ran that person into that car because you were drunk and, high on, methamphetamine. So here's the money to go pay for the person's car. And what was so funny is my dad looks at me like, why you mad? And I'm going, because you fool don't even know how to be a father. You came here to be a father and I'm allowing it. Okay. But you don't even have the sense to be a father. I don't even know when he got really mad at me because I threatened to beat him up and he walked away. But here's the deal. There was nothing rational about what I said to him, about me saying, you honestly believe it is good parenting to come here and tell me I'll give you the money to pay back what you stole from your uncle and I'm a good daddy. God, stupid. And see, these are the people that are raising other kids, raising families, and they're crazy. This story I want to tell you guys about, this board member of a Chicago school system. And I was talking about, this is what I want to explain, how racist they are. Proudly flaunt racism with groups like Black Lives Matter and overtly in-your-face racism that idiot white progressives happily accept. They are overjoyed to accept okay, Black Lives Matter. Oh, well, don't all lives matter? No, fool, Black Lives Matter. Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, it's okay. Don't be militant and mad. Shut up. All lives matter, you moron. Racism is taught, folks. Then it's condoned by the left. They teach kids in school, Black Lives Matter, kids taking a knee. Administrators, I wish I could take a knee. And they expect all Americans to adopt this idiotic philosophy. Then they go, well, if we just let them believe that we really care and we care even more, even though it's nonsense, it'll promote healing. Sometimes you white people crack me up. It'll promote healing. No, it won't. It'll promote more idiocy. And trust me, I've watched it happen in my lifetime. I watch black people get stupid. I'm just saying. Woo! You know, the only joy I can get out of it is I look so dang smart in comparison. I'm not that smart. I mean, you're comparing me to dummies. And they get mad at me because I'm telling the truth. Look, the stuff these people believe, only a moron. Even morons don't believe the stuff they believe. I hate to even use morons. I'm sorry, morons. Oh, man. So here's a teacher you got to know. Elgin school board member defended comments she made on her personal Facebook page supporting NFL players taking a knee during the national anthem and equating the American flag with toilet paper. You heard what I said. Toilet paper. The post got shared online. School District U46 board member Tracy O'Neill Ellis wrote, quote, "That flag means nothing more than toilet paper to me." And that post got shared online. She also wrote she supported the players on the field, referencing President Trump's SOB comment from a few days earlier. Here's what she wrote. "And I promise you, I would take a knee at school board meetings if doing so would not be disruptive to kids and a distraction to work we need to do for them," she wrote. Nah, whatever. You ain't fooling me. She ain't got the guts to take a knee because she doesn't want to lose her job. See, Kaepernick, he doesn't either. He came back later and went, you know, if y'all hire me back, I promise I will stand for the national anthem. You sellout. Let me tell you something. If I say I'm going to take a knee for something, you're not going to get me to stand for it. Period. If I'm for it, whatever it is, and I decide the course of action, I'm not going against it. And there's no amount of money that'll do it. Kaepernick, look at somebody to pick me up. I'll do it. Please, massa. But then they'll call me Uncle Tom, which, by the way, is a compliment. But still, they think it's derogatory. But they go, you step and fetch it, Negro. Really? I'm step and fetch it? I'm the guy that has given up mega millions of dollars. I've given up mega millions. Anyway, you can bet if Obama was still president, that chick would happily take a knee and then claim to fight the power. Yeah, lose her job. Now we get to where Ellis becomes a victim. She says this in a phone interview. She says, hateful, mean-spirited, scary. Reactions she heard from some in the community proved her point that peaceful, if controversial, protests have many becoming unhinged. This is a woman that believes that the little hate mail she's getting is a big deal. She wasn't surprised someone leaked her original Facebook post given, quote, "It is Facebook. It's not like I can post anything and it will have ultimate secrecy." She's trying to criticize Zuckerberg, who is all about the leftist. Flag means nothing more than toilet paper. So a couple things stand out. First, her being attacked for her views is obviously new to her. And let me explain why. Under Obama, nobody dare speak out against such leftist psychobabble. No, it's an echo chamber of ignorance. That's what I describe it as all the time. Second, it appears that Ellis expected secrecy on social media, but who does she think, quote, leaked her post? I suspect it's one of her friends who's been dying to get even. You have to think that there are plenty of people who've suffered decades of abuse at the hands of leftists like Ellis, and they want their comeuppance. Now, if you think Ellis has taken her Kaepernick moment to heart and now loves America, think again, because here's what she says. My point, because she was asked, did you regret making the toilet paper analogy? And she said no. She said, my point was to convey the message that the flag doesn't mean anything to me. I could have just said that and not used the analogy. See, I get it. Leftists hate America. And leftist blacks hate America the most. But listen to almost all these NFL thug leets, that's what I call them. And the ones who take a knee and they say the same thing. This was not a protest against the anthem or the flag. I'm calling BS on that, folks. That's a lie. That is exactly what it is. And every time you see one of these stories, I promise you there's 50,000, if not 100,000 more of people like this chick Ellis who hate this flag, hate this country, hate you, hate conservatism. They just got nothing but hate.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.